Hello everybody. This is Yoko's Anime Reactions and let's see. 209. I've got 2.5 hours before I have to get ready for work. I have to work 5 to close today. But I'm off tomorrow. But I have to watch my nephews because my dad's gotta go to the doctor tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna have to make some food in about less than an hour, so. Anyway, what do I need to talk about for this episode? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Episode 3. Well, Dio ends up like I thought, Jojo was smart and gave the antidote to his father when he got there, thankfully. Because that would have been so stupid. I've been like, really, man? You're risking him getting the antidote away from you and claiming that it will be poison. You know? Thankfully, he was smart and did the right thing. And his father knows everything, and they got the guy who was searching into all this stuff. They got the apothecary guy with him as well, and they got some of the I guess Scotland Yard would be the right name for them, but essentially this Scotland Yard guy was thankfully able to stop Dio from pulling a knife on him and told Jojo, yeah, don't believe a word this guy says. And Jojo's father came down and essentially told them, yeah, this guy is gonna go to jail, but I don't want to see him go through that, essentially. So he goes to go back upstairs, because he needs to rest from all that he's been through. Dio realizes that he's cornered, and pretends that he wants Jojo to cuff him, and as he's going to, Dio pulls the knife on him again, but this time his father stepped in. I didn't even notice that he did that. I thought he got Jojo with the knife at first, and then when I saw his father, I'm like, oh, that's what happened. So yeah, his father's quick. Yeah, his father took the blade, and it got on the mask as he was putting it on, and we all obviously know what's gonna happen if he does that. And the Scotland Yard guys all shoot him, and he gets sent flying outside with the mask on. And as we all know what happened with the other guy, the mask did what it did, and it makes you think that the guy is dead. Obviously, we know better, because it's what Dio encountered. They ain't gonna stay down. And the Scotland Yard guy, Jojo's father, tries to give him his mother's ring, and we find out that Dio's biological father tried to pawn it, and got sent to prison for it, and his father, being, well, kind of too kind-hearted for his own good, to be completely honest with you, gave it back to him to pawn it so he could feed his family, which obviously, I'm guessing he didn't, or he probably spent the money on alcohol or something along those lines, because Dio's got a chip on his shoulder with this whole thing, with involving his father, because his father apparently drove his mother to an early grave, so he obviously didn't have good intentions. So yeah, it's at this point that Dio gets up and grabs the guy by the back of the head and rips off the top part of his head, killing the guy in the process. And I'm like, good freaking God, they are in trouble. And yeah, Dio is a vampire, and everybody tries to shoot at him. The Scotland Yard guy, the main guy, shoots him in the head because Jojo's kind of hesitating. And it didn't phase him. And Dio drains the blood of one of the guys, sends the other guy, him flying at the other guys, and knocks them, and essentially kills them, and badly injures the Scotland Yard guy. And the guy he drained actually ends up coming back as a vampire. But Jojo kills him, thankfully, with a spear he grabbed before he could try and, kill the Scotland Yard guy. I can't remember what the guy's name is. Oh, was it, something Speed Racer. I can't remember what the guy's name was off the top of my head, but if I'm wrong, just let me know who is who. And now a fire has started. Or not now, but he hid with the Scotland Yard guy, and Dio noticed due to the blood pooling on the floor. And when he went to open the curtain, they got him with fire. They used like a homemade flamethrower with a lantern and doused him in fire, and that does hurt him, but it's sadly he regenerates too fast for the fire to hurt him. Or for the fire to, do any real damage. All it does is burn his shirt off. Or burn his clothes off from the waist up. So, at this point, the mansion starts to catch on fire, and the Scotland Yard guy gets sent flying out of the building, thanks to a freaking explosion, but thankfully he's still alive, obviously. And Jojo draws Dio away from him and up into the higher parts of the building as the fire spreads and starts to engulf the building. And Jojo's trying to get help from his father at this point, asking him to lend him his strength with the fire and everything, and it almost got to the point where I thought Jojo was going to die because he slipped and lost hold of Dio, but thankfully he got the other piece of the spear that he caught it on the wall, and then he jumped up and grabbed Dio with his belt. And he wasn't planning on burning them in the fire. He was planning on impaling the guy on that statue in the middle of the room. And then the fire would get him. And somehow Jojo got knocked out of the house by that. And Dio was turned to ash, as far as we could tell. The end credits scene that I was told about showed somebody going through the rubble of the house and finding the mask, and as they go to grab it, he grabs them through the rubble and drains the person of all their blood, showing that the guy somehow managed to be alive. Badly burned, but he was still alive. As for what's going to happen next, I really do hope Irina doesn't get caught up in this. I would feel so bad if Dio did something to her. More than what he's already done. Oh dear, oh dear. I could think of one thing he would do to Irina, and that would be making her a vampire, but that would only be, the only reason he would do that is just to hurt Jojo, because, Jojo cares about her, and taking her away from him completely would hurt Jojo really badly, because that's the only thing he really has left in the world. I hope that doesn't happen. If it does, don't spoil it for me. Actually, don't spoil what episode it happens in, or what season it happens in. If it happens, just tell me, because I've kind of already got that idea in my head on that could possibly happen. But, yeah, I'll get to work on all this, and I'll see y'all next time.